thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome, everyone. This here is the first episode of our second 10-year run of the Massenomics podcast. Every 10-year span of the podcast begins with a single episode, and that is this right now. It's just like episode 1 all over again, which was actually episode 2. That's kind of confusing. You'll have to go back and listen to figure what we're talking about.
Or like episode 1 of season 2, which is kind of, the first episode of that season. Like, it has a lot of similarities with a lot of episodes we've done.
Yes. Another way of phrasing it is this is episode 525 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. And my name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
525. We have a huge Lift Hard, Live Easy 4 announcement this episode. This is big. Perhaps even the title, if you're listening to this, gives away the details, but maybe it doesn't. We don't really know what the title is yet. So if the title doesn't give it away, this is a teaser. If the title gives it away, then you kind of already know. Yes. This episode, before we get into it too far, I want to mention our newest sponsor of the show is EliteFTS, EliteFTS.com. You can save 20% on their straps, up to 60% off on their spring sale, 30% off bands, plus stack. On top of that, the Massenomics Mass10, 10% off discount code. I was actually thinking this is just everyone can be in on this brainstorming session.
Oh.
Just this week, I was thinking maybe I'll message Dave and be like, Dave, how much of that toilet paper do you actually have left? And what would the shipping be like on an entire pallet? And if we could make it happen, what do you think about us making a little content about this?
Thank you. Get it out of here.
What do you think about us, you doing a little video on your end of the pallet, and then we do a little video on our receiving end of the pallet? And I don't know. There's a lot of ifs in that scenario, but stay tuned. It could happen.
I like the thought, though. There's something there.
All for one Instagram reel that'll probably
Get
perform mediocre to poor.
I don't see any downsides to this. I mean, that sounds great.
But it's just a matter of time. I have the use for the toilet paper, so I'm like, it's just prepaying a little toilet paper, really is all. So I'm not sure what the shipping situation is going to be, though.
It's like making an investment in everyone's rear end.
Yes. Almost can't afford not to. So that's EliteFTS.com.
Toilet paper. It doesn't wear much. It should ship really cheap.
Well, and you never know with everything going on when that whole thing's going to happen again. Like, have you guys not been sitting on pallets of toilet paper ever since?
We went from 3 pallets. We're down to 2 now. So I probably need to get that third pallet back up.
That's actually getting a little low stock.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if you got like a whole pallet from him, and right when you did that, something weird happened with toilet paper again, where all of a sudden Dave's like, damn it.
And be like, oh my God, we're rich. Reselling them on the black market.
New currency. All right. Is that the EliteFTS ad? I didn't want to cut off anything there.
Yeah, that's, yep, that's it.
All right. This episode is also brought to you by The Strength Co. If you're fans of The Strength Co., or even if you're fans of gym equipment in general, there's a little website called Gym Radar. If you go and look at the most owned weight plates, you'll see that The Strength Co. is the #1 most owned weight plate on Gym Radar. That is a very elusive title to get. It's been a lot of battling and fighting to get up there, but they are owned by 127 gyms on Gym Radar, and for good reason. They're made in America. They're black. They're E-coated. They're made to last a lifetime. They're smooth yet easy to grip. They're everything you could want in a set of plates. They're made to outlast you. If you'd like to get a set for yourself, head on over to The Strength. There's only one way to find out. Head on over to thestrength.co. Pick up yourself a set today, and you will not regret it. Thank you, Strength Co.
We did have a new drop Actually, we just dropped today. Just today, there's a new drop that came out. And what was in it, Tommy?
We had, I might have one of them right here, actually. Let me see if I can. We had, first of all, this here tee that I'm holding would be the first ever wearable Gym Radar merchandise. And that is just a classy black Comfort Colors tee with the Gym Radar logo across the chest. Somewhat understated, but hey, if you know, you know. If you see someone wearing these in public, you know they got it figured out when it comes to home gyms because they're on your radar.
Do you think the Gym Radar tee should be on Gym Radar?
I
thought I
saw someone mention that.
Radar.
It is kind of funny to think about. It wouldn't be a terrible idea, but maybe we're going down the wrong road. With all this stuff, you got to think of, well, what is that? If we had that product, what does that turn into the next thing? Then we've had a lot of debates
kind of
about that over time.
Slope.
So we'll see, but it's our platform. We can make the rules on it. So
sometimes
that was the
there's
first
exceptions.
one. Yes, that was the first one. We also had the return of the drinking team tee. First time in 5-ish years that tee's been around.
Let's just say, let me crunch some numbers on this actually quick. I'm doing a little bit of crunching.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. It's been a while.
That sounds more correct. Yeah, I think it has been a while, and feels good to see that tee back. It looks like, based off of sales numbers, that everyone else also thinks it's good to have that tee back. And I'm assuming actually there's quite a few Massenomics followers, supporters today that have never seen that tee before.
No, that's one of those ones you get to brag. When we release it, you get to throw on your old one and post on Instagram and be like, I had this back before it was cool. And you say, if she doesn't have the original drinking team tee, she's too young for you, bro.
Mm-hmm. That one was always one of my favorites. I like that one a lot, and it is good to see it back.
Yeah, an understated piece in the collection.
What? Oh, a lot of stickers, a lot of sticker restocks. Got any of those over there?
Here's one pack, and these are also like the really nice stickers. I don't know. Like we've had varying levels of quality of stickers. These are all really, really nice ones. So the one pack is the drinking team logo again, Silly Goose, Barbell Club, the Circle die cut Massenomics Gym one, and then the other pack, which these are also the premium stickers. We've got the Bench Heavy, the newer Bench Heavy logo, Natural for Life, which has never been a sticker, and then our newer Deadlifter design. So that's the other sticker pack right there.
And
what's your favorite sticker of the bunch, Tommy?
What's my favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really hard. That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's right.
I do like seeing the gym skull in a circle sticker, actually.
Yeah.
Because we've never done that before, have we? Ever?
Oh, I don't think so. Unless it was like a run of 50 that we just gave them away for something.
That could have been. So that one's always a classic. I don't know. I might go with that one for now.
Yep, that's good. And then the certified training facility Gym Radar flags have absolutely been popping off. So if you want in on one, get yourself a Gym Radar certification. It is the green Gym Radar certified flag along with the certification certificate, and then the Gym Radar certified training facility glitter stickers. And we may have to double check some numbers here, but if we still have any left, there is a secret menu item. It's not going to be available on the site, but if you really want the old red Massenomics certified training facility flag, you can order the new Gym Radar one and mention in the order comments that you actually want the red OG Massenomics certified training facility flag while supplies last.
And there's been some people taking advantage of that. Some people sitting on the sidelines that are now poking their heads out, ready to go. So we're glad to have them on the team.
Sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Someone should make a song about that or something.
I just came up with it. They'd be paying me royalties.
All me. But so there is that. And if you do happen to be one of those people that has been certified, a Massenomics certified training facility this whole time. We also do have a little deal. If you want to be double certified, you can just reach out. We got a little discount code for you. Get you 50% off the Gym Radar flag if you already have the existing one.
Did you see Big Matt? He said, do we allow DIY Gym Radar t-shirts on Gym Radar?
There.
No. You have to buy them from us.
Yeah, we'll start a category, DIY apparel. That's what the website needs.
Do you remember that? Did you ever see that? We talked about it once many years ago. It's called Slobby Robbie, I think. I don't know if that was the name of the show. That was the name of the guy. It was this, he was almost like a secondhand store of like custom clothing and stuff like that. Yeah, Slobby's World. Yep. There you go. We talked about that probably like 6 years ago on the podcast.
And then I watched a couple episodes after that.
I'll be darned if I wasn't on Main Street of Aberdeen and there's like a store like that. No. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work here, but A for effort. I applaud your effort on trying to make this work here.
Yeah, the problem with that is a lot of times people, it is secondhand stuff, but now it's getting to be vintage, and so people charge vintage pricing
expensive
on it. It's like, it's a certain, you need a large enough clientele base to support that, and that's not the easiest thing to have.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not worth it to the right people. Like there's this, some of that stuff appeals to me certainly, but you can have a secondhand store locally here in a small town, and that works because the idea of a secondhand store generally is that it's cheap. But when things are secondhand and expensive, that's a difficult thing for some people to wrap their mind around, I think.
It is. Unless they're like piggybacking it off of some online component, but probably not the case. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Oh, that could be. I actually haven't. It was closed, and I haven't been into it, and I've done absolutely no research. I'm mostly speculating that's even the kind of store that
here.
is.
Let's keep this going.
I'm mostly blindly
Let's
speculating
make some more
on everything.
speculations about people's business models. Here we go. Because we all know ours makes a lot of sense on paper, too.
Yeah. Explain this to me again. Explain this to me like I'm 4.
So people pay to be certified.
What does that mean? Well, it's a flag and a certificate. And how do you get certified? Well, you pay for it. Oh.
Like, yeah, that's definitely made up.
There's not many people doing that, right? No, there's a lot of people doing it.
Hundreds. Like, yeah, right. Okay, buddy.
Yeah. What do you explain the supporting membership
and
to
then
me?
We made him do it twice.
Do we want to get into the big news? This is big, or do we need to string this out a little bit
There's
farther?
one thing we can delay with, but maybe we should just get right to it before we get distracted again.
Really, the meat and taters.
The chain of consciousness
episode
just starts rolling, and all of a sudden we're 45 minutes in, and we don't realize it.
Yeah, because this is big. This is actually pretty big, exciting news. I think
It is.
The Lift Hard, Live Easy. I don't know if it's. I mean, the Lift Hard, Live Easy at inception was a huge announcement. That's probably bigger than this. I guess.
Wait,
then.
Do you have a can?
Oh yeah. What do you got? A crispy cold one over there?
Yeah, I do.
What's that? A blackberry lemon Waterloo or something?
Like they just have unlimited of these. They just don't go away.
What are those things multiply like rabbits?
You buy the flat of them from Costco, and you think you're making a dent in it, and it just never goes anywhere.
A whole flat of pounders. I got a Waterloo also. Sorry. Can we act like I didn't hit that button? I've got a Waterloo also.
With the twins.
There it is.
What do you think about sparkling waters and pounders?
Now a lot of people do that one. Liquid Death does that, but not a whole lot.
I don't really think
outside
it's
of that.
necessary for sparkling waters. I think 12 ounces is a 12-ounce can is the right size for a sparkling water.
Because after 12 ounces, you're ready to change up the flavor if you want another one anyways.
I think 16 is too big. I don't think you want a 16 in sparkling water.
It's the wrong
Hot
size
take.
for it.
Yeah. Now, we talking brewskis? Brewskis is different.
Oh, pounders? We're talking about pounders?
When we're talking cans of brewskis, a 12-ounce can seems pretty small. Like,
that's way too small.
When you come across a 12-ounce can of beer, you're like, what's this miniature little beer?
Yeah, they're like these cute little cans that you can just drink so fast.
I can have like 17 of these.
I know, it is.
That's the trap. It's a trap. I had a really good brewski the other day. I normally don't lift on the afternoon. I usually on the weekends I lift one day on the weekend. Usually Sunday AM is when I get to. This last weekend was all different and wonky. The schedule is all weird. So I lifted on Saturday afternoon and I got done at about 6 p.m. And one pathway that I can take home from the gym does lead me past Swan's Recreation.
Yes, it does.
And I'm like, it almost
just
be a shame not to just stop in for one beer.
See what everyone's up to.
Saturday at 6. And I'm like, I wish every day after the gym I could just stop there and have one beer and then leave. That would be like the perfect beer to me.
Just think about it. Some people do that every day after work. Just living the life.
Well, they do it the whole time until bedtime.
They do it after work from 5 until 10 o'clock. And then they get to go do the whole thing all over again the next day.
Or just do it. Jake's saying the same thing. I do. I sort of could see the appeal to that. It's fun because you see all these same people and it's all fun and everyone's like, "Hey, you old bastard." I mean, it's just like going to the gym.
It's not your house.
It's just like going to a second gym.
Actually, it is just another gym. It's exactly what it is.
But that was fun, and that's it.
Oh, I can just picture it all in my head. Be great.
Yeah. Where were we on this announcement?
Right,
Did we already talk about it?
Just starting it.
Okay. So I guess what I was gonna riff on the biggest ever Lift Hard Live Easy announcement, I think, was when it was new and we said we're gonna do it. Mm-hmm. So and then the second year, is that when we did Strongman come about the second year? Or was that the
second year, yes. Second year was Strongman.
Second year we added Strongman.
Third
so
year,
that was a pretty big announcement.
Third year we changed the venue.
Third year we changed the venue. This fourth year we're adding a little grip competition. So we already got one thing in there, but that's not enough. That wasn't enough new to bring you for the Lift Hard Live Easy 4. So everyone's asking themselves, what could they possibly be doing different with the Lift Hard Live Easy 4 this year that they haven't done in the past? And we'll pause for people to speculate quick. Did you guess it?
The guesses are rolling in.
Yeah. So what are we going to do, Tommy?
We are.
I hope you know we've been a lot of lead up to this for something we're just making up on the spot.
This was your segment. By popular demand, one of the things we've heard a lot of over the years is they wish there was a way they could partake or be a part of this more from afar. You know,
when they can't make the because it's a big ask to ask everyone.
It's a journey.
We want you to come here.
It's a trip, but if you're coming from different parts of the country, you're making at least one connecting flight in Minneapolis, potentially even more, depending on where you're coming from. And then you could potentially be renting a car, driving a long ways. It's not easy. It's not easy to get here. So what we wanted to do is make it more accessible, have a way for more people to get involved if that's something they want to help foster the feeling of community and participation here. And the way we're doing that is this year. Do we have a formal name for this, Tanner?
So far it's just, I guess we would call it. No, I guess we don't really. I mean, it is the Lift Hard Live Easy. That's still in the name.
So this year we're adding an online component for the people that can't participate and would like to. So this will be the Lift Hard Live Easy 4 online meet competition.
Yes.
We'll clean up that name, but that's the theme of what we got going on here. So do we want to get into the nuts and bolts of how this whole thing works?
Yeah, let's just go bullet point by bullet point of what this is, because everyone's going to have a lot of questions of what the heck this is. But generally speaking, I would say it's what you said. We wanted a way just for more people to be able to get involved with the Lift Hard Live Easy, because it's a huge Massenomics event. Coming to it in person, everything second to that, but at least there is and will be now a way to be more involved if you can't do that this year. Hopefully, the next year you can make it, but here's something for you to get involved in the community.
Mm-hmm. And all right, so the way it's going to work is we are going to open up registration on our website, Massenomics, from May 1st to May 23rd. So there'll be about a 3-week window where you can register.
To sign up.
Yeah, you can register to sign up for the online portion. You say, well, what does registering consist of? What does this go? What's all here? So what you do is you go on. We got pricing here, Tanner. Yes, we got pricing. So the way this works is you pay $50 to get signed up. That gets you the meat t-shirt. That gets you entered in the online competition. And that also gets you a little commemorative magnet. So
Yes.
it really ends up only being a few more dollars than a regular t-shirt to get signed up for this. And you say, well, what does this get me? And the prize is, one, like we said, you get to compete, get to enter, do all that. But we are going to have prizes. We're going to have Massenomics gift cards. And we are going to do a $100 gift card for every 20 people that sign up. So 20 people sign up, we'll have one. 40 people, we'll have $200 or 2 separate $100 gift cards, and so on. And if we get 100 people to sign up, we will add in a grand prize of a $250 gift card. And you will
Plus,
also you'll get a contest win out of this too.
yeah,
And
that's only if we make it to the grand prize level.
Yeah, that's only if we make it to the
takes
grand prize
100
level.
people. Yep.
But you say, okay, so I get signed up, I get entered. How does this all work? How do you pick winners? That's the beauty of it. It's all random. It's not based on the strongest person or anything like that. We're just going to keep it random, so it's fun. It is an online thing. Judging it seriously gets very tricky and all that. So to keep it fun, fair, and interesting, everyone's got different equipment, different situations. We're just going to pick winners at random, and we'll get you added. We also have a page on our website for all the competitors to get them posted on there. We'll probably, depending on how their lifts are submitted, we'll probably link those out in one way or another so people can, you can see your performance, see how you did, and people can check in on you if you post your lifts on YouTube or Instagram or somewhere where we can actually link out.
Yeah.
Those are the highlights, Dan. There's some more details too. Do we want to go through all the details here?
Well, yeah. So when you submit, you'll submit so you said the registration dates, it's from May 1st to May 23rd. You have to sign up then because by May 23rd, it will close. You won't be able to sign up after that. Reason being, that's when we need to get all the shirts ordered. It's going to be the same shirt as the meat shirt for the Lift Hard, Live Easy. The same that people will be getting in person if they want to.
Because that actually is an important distinction, because in the past, we just order our guesstimate for what shirt should be. And when the meat is done, whatever is left for shirts goes online. And that can mean that some sizes are either completely sold out or very low. This is another way to guarantee you do get a shirt because you are essentially pre-ordering it.
And so that's the registration period. The submission period is a separate window, a separate specific window. And it's basically the week right before the actual Lift Hard, Live Easy, or right before the week prior to the competition here in Aberdeen. So it's going to be July 6th to July 12th. You'll have to submit your results, and that'll be submitted through our website, where you will have to write in your numbers as well as provide a link to the video of you doing any of them, whether that's on Instagram, YouTube, like some Google Drive. If you don't use social media like that, you just have to provide a link to us so that we can see the videos of you lifting. However you want to do that link. If Instagram or YouTube or anything like that's a very easy way to do it, but you can do that however whatever way you want to. And what the competition actually is, I'm just trying to look at questions here. It's not a check mark for lifting at the Lift Hard, Live Easy. I would say that this does not count as that check mark. I like somebody's comment. It counts as half a check mark and you get the full check mark when you come lift at the Lift Hard, Live Easy. I'll concede to that. This counts as half of a check mark.
Well, we'll compromise. Yeah.
Yeah, it counts as half and you get the full one when you come actually lift. But if we do make it to 100 people, someone could get a contest win check mark. But the actual submission, you only get 1 week to do that, July 6th to July 12th to submit your entries. But what the competition is, it's a powerlifting meet. And, there's other ones out there like Garage Gym Competition where you can kind of do whatever you want on whatever bar. Our rules are pretty loose, but it's a little different than that in the sense that our expectation is all 3 lifts are traditional power lifting meet lifts. So it's a bench press, a squat, and a deadlift, all performed on a barbell, a traditional barbell. We don't care if it's a 28.5 millimeter barbell, a 27 millimeter barbell. We don't care if it's a deadlift bar. We don't care if it's a power bar, if it's a squat bar. We don't care what you wear as far as wraps or wrist wraps or
singlet or
knee
shorts
sleeves or singlets. We don't care about any of that. And the winners aren't based on the numbers that you get, but we would say anyone submitting anything, you should feel like it counts to you for whatever that counts. You should feel good about it. As far as bench press goes, we don't care if it's a long pause, touch and go rep. You do what you want to do there. It should look and feel like a bench press. It should look and feel like a squat. It should look and feel like a deadlift. We're not going to judge every aspect of those lifts, but we do want them to be those lifts, right? And it's and the submission would be single rep attempts. Mm-hmm. You can do 10 reps if you want to. We would count that is the same as 1 rep though. You don't get more credit for doing multiple reps. The idea for the submission is it's single rep attempts of each of the disciplines, right?
Yep.
What other questions are people going to ask about the lifting rules? I feel like that kind of covers the spirit of it, but dates again. They want to hear dates again.
We will have a page on the website where all of this is listed so people can see all this more clearly. But yeah, we're just kind of talking out through some of the bigger points right now. But yeah, there will be a page that has all of this listed along with the dates, along with the rules, along with how all of it works.
There are not weight classes, I guess, is a question that Big Shalom asked, because the winners really aren't decided by that anyways. So we don't really want to list body weight, do we? Because we don't want to measure what people's body weights are.
No,
probably. Yeah. So we're not going to even collect that information, I don't think. All the information we're going to collect is your numbers on the 3 lifts and the link to the video on the 3 lifts and your name, and that is about it, really.
Yeah, because we have
t-shirt
we have
size.
No idea. We don't know if 10 people are going to do this or 50 or 100. If there's a ton of people that do it, maybe next year we'll get more detailed with collecting some of this stuff. But yeah, we just have no clue what to expect as far as participation.
Right. So it is the week prior, so it'll be done by July 12th. We'll announce winners that week on the podcast, so hopefully about July 14th. We'll announce who won the prizes from the event, and we'll probably just have some feedback, some follow-up of things we saw that were fun or
and we'll
cool
repost, some of the lifts and things like that too.
And it's not to try and all of it to encourage you from not doing big lifts. Like, that'll be fun to see, and those will be some fun ones to share. Some of the bigger lifts that we see get performed in the competition, like, that's all cool for sure. The other thing that goes along with this, so registration opens on May 1st for it. That will also be the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic logo unveiling. So everyone will want to see what shirt it is they're signing up to be able to get along with their registration, and they'll be able to, because we will unveil that logo on May 1st. What day of the week is May 1st? Does that actually make sense?
That's actually a good question.
I think we looked at that. Yeah, so it's a Friday, which is okay. So Friday AM, this registration will open, and that'll be everyone's chance to get their first look at what the Lift Hard Live Easy 4 theme is.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. And people are asking about the contest when that is on the line. If we get over 100, that requires 100 entries into the competition, and then that grand prize, including the contest win on the Massenomics Hall of Fame check mark, will be at stake. We talked about prizes. We could potentially could have gotten other people involved on the prizes and stuff like that, and we just wanted to keep this very much a Massenomics Massenomics competition, Massenomics event, an extension of the Lift Hard, Live Easy in-person thing. Shirts will ship in July. Exactly when is a little bit not sure. I don't want to promise something, but once you sign up in May, you'll complete in the beginning of July, and then the shirts and magnet will ship sometime in July also.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of sort of just depends on when we get them. It's really
Right.
Well,
Okay.
Ideally,
what else?
Ideally, the people would get them before the meet.
Bonus points for hex bar on all three. No hex bars. I actually want to mention this again. The barbells need to all be straight barbells. This coming from a guy that's completely straight. The barbells also need to be, well, I mean, they could be bent, a natural bend
Just
to
a
them. I
slight
don't want
bend
it to be
to
a
it.
bow bar, though. Okay. Anything else you got on it, Tommy? Any questions that you noticed that need to be answered? Or
I don't
like
think
that?
so. I mean, we'll have, like I said, more details on this soon, but that gets most of the points across there.
Yeah, and one of the things I'm excited for, that registration opening, that's when everyone will get to see the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic 4 design, which is done.
Feel like a pretty big day on our calendar every year is the unveiling of that.
Yeah, and it is done. That's completed. It's been finalized.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of it, Tommy?
I love it. It's great.
Yep. If you've liked what we've done in the past, you're going to like this year,
Continuing
I think.
a strong lineage of what was before.
Strong tradition. Okay. Should we get to a couple of our favorite little pieces of the Massenomics podcast, like supporting our supporting members, for example?
Let's do it.
All right. This one, buckle in, people. Everyone was doing shit this weekend. I'll tell you that much. Supporting our supporting members is a relatively new segment of the podcast. It's just the first time we've done it here in the second 10-year block of the Massenomics podcast. It's the 25th time here in season 2. And what it is it's we have this group of people that choose to become Massenomics supporting members. You can do that too at massenomics.com/join. There's several different levels that you can sign up at. All of them unlock just an awesome set of perks that you get. One of them is possibly getting shouted out on supporting our supporting members. Another thing is you could, this crew gift that we got coming up is coming up soon. Some of the stuff has been ordered.
Yes. Like things are in motion here.
Yeah, things are in motion. So the line in the sand isn't today. I'm not telling you yet as today, but it could be any one of these episodes. It could be next week that we announce the line in the sand date. It could be very soon that we have that.
I can almost see the line in the sand from where I'm sitting. That's
yes.
how you know it's getting close.
So if you're not a supporting member yet, make sure to get signed up, because what we're going to do is we got this cool thing we're getting made that we're going to send out to everyone that's a supporting member at that point in time. And if you're not signed up in time, you don't get one. That's it. There's no second chances on this. You get one chance. You only get one shot, one opportunity. This week's supporting members that we want to support. Big Katie competed at Max Monsters in the Pro 165 class. She got a comp PR on log and had her beer ready for Big Jake when he finished, who was also competing and won the Pro 220-pound men's class, which included a championship belt and an invite to Pro Worlds competition. I don't know what that is for sure, but he's invited.
Where was this at, actually?
I think it was in Wisconsin.
Okay.
I'm not positive. I think it was in Wisconsin, though. And friend of the podcast, Deadliest Lift, Mark Rosenberg, was there competing also. A whole bunch of people in on that one. Jake won. He attempted a national record log, 355, and just missed it. I think he had 2 shots at it and didn't quite get it. But there's always next time.
That's right.
Big Matt in a hat competed at Victoria Strength Challenge Strongman. He got second in the lightweight masters division. Big Waffle Iron powerlifting competition RPS meet this was. He went 5 for 9 single ply, 1545 total, including 600 squat, 345 bench, and 600 deadlift. Salt City Strongest Strong.
You forgot. He also PR'd his gym situation as well.
Did you see the pictures on Gym Radar of Muscle Beach?
Oh, yeah. How could I miss him?
And that means a lot. You know, that was easily recognizable because we've been there before. So Muscle Beach got a real facelift, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Salt City Strongest Strongman competition run by supporting member Big Dan. He put it on. There were 7 crew members in attendance. Big Lisa got second place in the 105 Open, including a 585 axle deadlift. Big Matt, it was his first strongman show, and he got 6th out of 12th in the intermediate class. Big Keith, 1 spot behind him. He got 7th out of 12th in the intermediate class. So supporting members stacking that class, it looked like there. The Big Cesneys were there spotting and loading for the event. Big Chris Mark was also in attendance. Someone listening, was Chris Mark competing too, or was he just helping? Wasn't positive on Chris Mark. We'll get follow-up on that. Big Macho got 3rd place in his sprint triathlon. Big Chris Mark was spotting and judging. The man with 2 first names. Big Caden, Officer Johnson, graduated from his drug recognition expert school. So he is now certified.
He's an expert.
He is certifiably an expert.
Good to have an expert around.
Big Jose got his invite to IPF Open Powerlifting Worlds in Lithuania. I wonder if Big Z will be in attendance.
You know, it'd be worth going just to find out.
Yeah. Big Murloc Jones competed in Connecticut's Strongest Man. He got 3rd in the 105s and won the Stone Over Bar event. Big Narrow Pavlo and Big Matt were representing the Pacific Northwest crew at the Empire Classic Strongman competition, where they both competed. Big Curd competed in the Rolling Hills Grip Challenge 4, including winning a tie-breaking dead hang for first place in his class.
Nice.
Big Mad Cow, not to be outdone, also competed in his grip competition. He got 2nd at Grip Sport Nats 93 kilogram class, including a 200-pound Thomas Inch dumbbell hold, long hold.
Wow.
200-pound Thomas Inch dumbbell.
Does that make you kind of jealous hearing that there's people out there doing that?
That doesn't make me jealous. It's very impressive, though. It's very good.
It is.
Big Jonty got 3rd place in 110 kilogram class in his powerlifting meet, including PBs, because he's across the pond on all 3 lifts and a total. PBs, all 3 lifts and a total. The only thing that could be better is a PR on all 3 lifts and the total. Only thing better than a PB on all 3. Big Bumps set a new blind mobility PR by graduating from guide dog school with his new partner, Big Deirdre.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Last but not least, Big John from our neighbors to the south in Ontario was this week's guest on Unpaid and Underrated. You can go give that a listen. It's our bratty little sister podcast. John's a supporting member. He's gotten involved in the community, so he got an opportunity to be a guest on that show. You could also get that opportunity by signing up and getting involved in the Massenomics supporting membership crew. Thank you to the many Massenomics supporting members that did stuff this week.
Oh,
a lot of stuff going on.
That is a lot of them.
That's when it rains, it pours. Am I right? It feels like certain weekends out of the year.
It does.
Everyone's agreed, no, there's competitions this weekend. And it must just be the ebb and flow of the calendar.
Yeah.
Nobody's in on it, but it's just
like
must...
Easter got done.
Right.
And it's like spring. These are very loose things, but
generally speaking, that's probably true, where there's not going to be the competitions on Christmas weekend, or maybe not New Year's Eve, or probably not Easter and not Thanksgiving. You can mark a lot off that aren't great weekends.
Yeah.
And then it makes sense that they get
and then you
batched
also
like
know,
this.
you don't do things around the Arnold, and there's
right. You You don't do something around the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic unless it's the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic.
You know, you leave the Arnold, Lift Hard Live Easy Classic, some national meets off the calendar. All of a sudden, there's just not that many days anymore.
Lift Hard Live Easy Classic.
Just like the idea of someone sitting in a room being like, oh,
that's the weekend of
the
the Lift Hard Live Easy
weekend
Classic.
for us, but that's the weekend of the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic. We got to rethink all of this. What are we going to do?
What do you think? We mentioned some cool gyms that have popped up on Gym Radar in the past. What do you think about doing a certified training facility of the week?
Yes, I really think we should. Just like every week, the issue I have is picking one because there's so many cool gyms in here.
They just keep multiplying. Every day I look, there's more gyms on Gym Radar, which is actually a fact. Every day there are more gyms flocking to gymradar.com.
There are, and it gets trickier and trickier to pick one every week because they're just so dang good. Okay, here's a pretty cool one. Got a little vibe to it.
What's it called?
We're going to look at Nasty Reps in Tacoma, Washington.
Oh, nasty.
Nasty.
Give them the Certified Training Facility of the Week designation, which is worth a bonus 50 points.
I just love hitting that refresh button and see it update live. Those Gym Radar guys. Oh, they're the best over there. Everything they do.
I actually don't know who's behind everything that's going on there, but
behind or in front of it. I don't know either way.
Well, that's true. I don't know what direction. I don't know if they're coming or going, a foot or horseback for that matter, but they're on top of something. I know that much. They got a good thing going. And I like to see it continue to keep going.
Mm-hmm. All right. Should we hop on into this gym?
Yeah, enough about speculating what these Gym Radar how handsome these Gym Radar guys could be. Let's get into it.
We're looking at Nasty Reps in Tacoma, Washington. Owner is Big Craig. We're looking at a basement gym again, about 350 square feet. And
that's a good size basement.
That is a good size basement. His top equipment brands, Rep Fitness, Bulletproof, and Massenomics. Oh, what a great group of brands right there.
Yeah, I'd love to see Massenomics in the top 3.
As far as equipment pieces go, he has 29 pieces of equipment logged on the website. Big Craig has not left any reviews yet, so can't look at his reviews. He hasn't left any, but he's got something to look forward to when he adds those.
Yep.
Okay, looking at the photos. Very first thing, I'm quickly realizing that what I'm actually a sucker for is lighting in gyms.
Yeah.
Because he's got the LED light bar aesthetic pinned down pretty good here. So it's a dark gym. The gym is dark. I actually can't even tell what color it's painted because the lights are all dimmed, but the lighting is what's lighting everything up. So first thing we're looking at is the Rep functional trainer. Is this an Acadia?
Yeah, that's the Arcadia
functional trainer.
It's not a GMC Acadia.
So I'm like, where am I getting Acadia from? Yeah. Oh, there's one thing I love. It's GMC crossovers that are rebadged from Chevy products.
This is not a smaller GMC.
Just a sucker for
smaller GMC crossover SUV.
Just love all those crossover SUVs from the people over there at GM. Just love what they're doing. This is the Rep Arcadia, though. And he's got this thing tucked in the corner, and he has what looks like a purple light bar or a light bar of some kind behind it. And it's letting off a good purple glow. And this thing is shining. Like people always put these in the corner, don't they? It seems to be
you never put baby in the corner.
But you do put the Rep Arcadia in the corner.
Yeah, I think that's the layout of this old girl.
That's typically how that goes. Photo 2. We got some machines in here. Okay. What's this leg extension machine here, Tanner?
That is the GMWD. Or it depends on what we're looking at. He's also got, you could be looking at the 3D hip abductor machine. Is that what you're looking at?
Not looking at that one. This is just like your traditional leg extension.
An actual leg extension
machine.
I don't know if he's got that.
It's reminiscent of the Titan one, but I don't think it's the Titan one.
Yeah. I don't think he's got that noted here, so I'm not sure. Oh, no, yeah, sorry. It's the X mark. That's why we don't know. It's the X-Mark rotary leg extension curl machine. That's why.
When I look at it, my very first thoughts of what the hell is the felt load at the top of this thing? Because how is he going to lift without having that properly documented?
I'd like to dig a little deeper into the felt load on that old girl there too, but I don't know. We're just gonna have to speculate on felt load for now. That's all we can do.
Well, you know what they say. Your legs ain't extending, you're just pretending. And it looks
ain't
like
the
his
size
legs
of the leg in the extension. It's the size of the felt load in the machine.
It does look like, though, there should be some excellent range of motion. I don't see any bars to inhibit your range on this thing at the bottom there.
But what good is range of motion if the felt load is
That actually is a very good point. Yeah. If the felt load isn't just crushing you at all points, then there's no way you could ever get strong on it.
I'd really like to get a feel of that load, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do. And behind that in the gym, he has, what is this? Is this some type of Temple of Gains pull-down machine? What is this?
That's definitely a Temple of Gains unit that we're looking at. That's the plate-loaded isolateral chest and back machine.
Wow, I've never seen this one.
Twofer. Yeah, that's a big, pretty big, big old.
What I like about this machine is sometimes when I want to work out, I wish I had more options for sitting on my ass. And it looks like this machine has 2 different seats on it. Did you see that? There's a machine, there's a seat in the front and the back. So you got 2 options for sitting on your ass while you're lifting. I don't think there's enough companies taking advantage of that angle.
Of 2 seats, one machine, 2 seats. Double the ass sitting. That is an interesting design, though, if you've seen what you can do there, because on the one seat,
it makes
you're
sense.
Pressing on that lever, on the other seat, you're
pulling down on the lever.
Yeah. I mean, that's just ripe for a video with 2 people doing both, and you're like doing them in unison or something.
Right.
You know, like
one guy,
that's just cater made.
Right.
For a video.
It's kind of like, like the guy behind is the spotter. He knows when it's his turn to go. And the guy in the front's just waiting.
And then he pushes it back to the other guy.
And then you can kind of do, those like the cheater reps at the end when you're both burning out.
Yeah.
Assist each other.
Yes. That would cause an entire felt load dilemma of not knowing who's feeling what load.
Just going off of pure feeling.
Yeah. No, I would not leave a workout to just pure feeling.
No,
I need to know.
I need to know what the fulcrum of that lever arm is before I'm going to lift anything. All right, next.
Let's get things first. First things first before we get into lifting these weights.
Simple machines. Have you heard of them? We're talking pulleys and levers, baby.
Let's bust out the protractor and start figuring out the math behind this before we even think about lifting
it. We will write it on the machine, so there's never a debate about what the felt load is here. He also has a rep. Is this a PR 5000?
Yep.
Is that is it a clear grind on that thing? It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell with the lighting, but it does look cool in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. I think that's what it is.
And then he has, all right, so this is interesting. He has the VTS on there.
Yep,
just like we've seen
rack attachment.
Just like we've seen in a few gyms now. That looks like the rep, what is that bench? Like a 3,100? I can never get this number right.
Yeah, that sounds right. 3,000. That's 3,000. The AB 3,000.
There you go. I just assume everything's has a 100 on the end of it when it comes from rep. And then he's got some Darko anchors. He has, it looks like, well, I don't know if it's actually wall control or not. Maybe you know that, but it looks like he has wall control mounted on the wall behind the rack, which is not where we typically see it, but it is a pretty convenient spot.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I can see it also has kind of this nice wood paneling back there, and I can see the Massenomics certified training facility certificate framed on the wall over there, which you always love to see.
Yeah, you do love to see that.
What else do we got? Oh, we got the GMWD. Is it the 3D hip adductor machine?
Yep, that's what it is.
I'd like to try that. Actually, you're more of a gluteator guy more than me. I'd like to get on that thing sometime and see how it stacks up.
I think they said they'd send that to us if we wanted it. The problem is,
hey,
some of this.
I don't think people realize how often people say, "Hey, free The tab is open. Do it. And you know what we usually say? Nah.
That's people would actually be shocked at how much that. Who is the company right now that keeps telling me they really? And I look through the whole catalog, and I'm like, I don't think Tommy and I would actually functionally keep either of these things. So I'm kind of like, nope.
This is how much not shills we are. It's almost a weekly basis. Companies reach out and say, hey, do you want something? Tell us what you want. Or, hey, we'd like you to come here. We'll buy the plane ticket. And you know what we usually do? Nothing. I'm being dead serious. People offer us free crap. I'm not saying crap. People offer us free good stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And you know what our typical, it's like, no, we actually just, we appreciate the offer.
Well, because we don't take it if I don't think one of the two has a legit use for us, or we don't agree.
We've talked about it before.
Neither of us have a use for it. We just say no.
Because in Massenomics Gym, like, let's be real, unless stuff is like approaching commercial quality or commercial quality, it's not going to work there. Or something, a lot of home gym stuff, the fatal flaw of it is it's infinitely adjustable and you have to know what you're doing, which is actually not good for a commercial setting.
No, it's not.
So there's a lot of pieces that don't work in Tanner's gym. And then there's a lot of pieces that I have the basics covered. And so now I'm at the point of things that need enormous footprints. And there's just a lot of things I'm like, nah, you know what? I don't want to spend like 15 hours putting together a functional trainer, take up half of my gym, and then dick around with this for a few hours to do a review. Like, that's actually just not what I want to do. And so we don't do those things.
Or like this GMWD machine that we're literally talking about. I'm like, I kind of do want one of those. Maybe this one's even more well-built than what I'm imagining, but I'm just like, I'm not sure if it's what the piece for Massenomics Gym. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not, I'm not sure if it's got the staying power to last there. Or here's the one, HVO Fitness. They've asked a couple times, and I've looked through their catalog, and I'm like, as of now, I guess don't send us anything, because I can't really, none of that is, we don't really have a home for any of that for the time being. So it doesn't really fit for us. So they've asked a couple times. So what I would say, if you've ever offered to send us something and we've taken it, that means we actually,
it's
like,
rare.
Yes, that's good. We want
there's only a few times a year we actually do that.
Yes. Yes.
And hey, I'm pumped for the people that do that like always get new stuff in. Like, that's great for you, because I don't have the patience or the time to actually do that. Like, I'm glad there's people out there doing it, because I never would.
Yeah. Keith said, I need to build out my garage gym. It's not going to happen in the garage that I have.
He's saying
right
you
now.
need to build out your Tanner's garage gym, right? Yeah.
Right. But my garage isn't big enough now, which is a funny thing to say, but because my garage is quite big. But someday when I have another garage, that's probably what will happen. And I've looked at a few different options there. So we'll see what happens someday. It probably will happen at some point in time. My wife said we're not allowed to get an extra shed in the backyard, so I know it's not going to be a shed in the backyard. We're not going to. She said we're not going to have a yard full of sheds.
A commune of sheds.
Yeah.
Round them up.
I can't really build a garage that we can get to on my property that we can access, so that probably won't happen. We've looked at some things, but someday I probably will have an extra gym like that, and then some of those things like that we can look at more closely.
All right, we got to get back to the tour. This did just remind me, actually, there was one thing this week. It was like my wife was serving up backhanded compliments to me. I'm in the gym lifting, it's not, the weather's nice out now. So it means sometimes the kids are out there playing, or, they're doing whatever they're doing. And my wife goes, isn't it funny? Like, your whole business kind of revolves around gyms and garage gyms, and all you got is this tiny little gym over here. And I want to be like, whoa, okay. Ease up on the,
She's watched too many Massenomics gym tours of Jose's.
So we don't need to just be knocking me down a few pegs here. Like, come on. First, this is a very nice gym.
She goes, you know what? For a straight guy, I just thought your gym would be bigger.
You piece of shit. What's going on here? And I said, hey, listen, I could do more, but I got what I want right now. Like, I have options. I could do things, but this is everything I need.
You said, have you seen the felt load on my GM?
Said, get over here. Grab this scale. Let me load this up right now. You can see for yourself. You decide if we need anything else.
And she's like, okay, you're right. We're probably set with this.
All right. But like we were saying, back to the GMWD hip 3D adductor machine. I'm sure it's a fine unit. I'd love to try it out someday.
Oh, for a home gym, if you got the space and you want that machine, that's probably a sweet. I'm sure we could read reviews on it on Gym Radar and probably find out more if we wanted to.
Yeah, I genuinely look forward to the day where we get to a gym that has one of those so we can see what it's about. Next up, is this
That's also GMWD pendulum squat.
Okay, GMWD pendulum squat. Pendulum squat would be nice to have. I think about that more and more.
Is that the same one that Big Chris had?
I can't remember if his was GMWD or if it was like a white label.
Yeah.
Because he did a lot of kind of Alibaba Temu type stuff.
Right.
So I don't know.
It might have been that.
I'm not sure what one he had for sure there. I can't remember. But again, for a home gym, totally acceptable. Like that gets the job done. And last but not least, there it is. We got
Iron Horse.
We got the Peloton bike loaded up. I can also see some Ivanko plates loaded on the weight tree there.
Yep. He even turned the Peloton screen on for the photo op.
Yeah, I like it.
So, after looking at all that, Tommy, do you think you could get strong in nasty reps?
Oh, hell yeah. We're getting some nasty reps in.
At nasty reps.
Really getting some nasty reps in on that plate loaded isolateral chest plus back machine. Double team in that machine.
I still think that's the move. You do a video, one person do the other one going down.
Last man standing. The last man sitting on his ass.
Who can sit on their ass the longest?
Eventually someone just collapses and falls out of the chair.
I couldn't sit down any longer. I couldn't sit up. I was so fatigued.
I couldn't sit up any longer. The fatigue got me.
My ass was hurting. I just had to stand and walk around for a minute.
My ass was
tingling. My ass fell asleep. I just had to stand up this workout.
It's so stupid.
For anyone that doesn't know, we've been talking about workouts where you sit on your ass.
Just been saying how I want to make a video where it's like, come with me.
Don't say that too much. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah. You want to spoil the surprise on that one.
Too dumb.
Yeah. All right. Nasty reps. Love the color scheme. Would make for a hell of a gym tour if we ever get up that direction, and probably will someday. So be on the lookout. Nasty reps. How you feeling about a radar report?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hit us with a little something then.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Red alert.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Ron Burgundy. I had an idea for a radar report of what I wanted to mention here, and now it's escaping me just a little bit. Was there anything you wanted to mention on the radar this week?
One thing I was going to talk about is looking at it. So the approved equipment list is over 6,700 now, which since we launched is more than double from when we launched.
Yep.
That's gone up quite a bit. It's gone up by more than 3,000 pieces, I believe. And we feel like we're catching up, but at the same time, about the moment you think you're caught up, there's just more stuff that appears in there.
Yeah, for anyone that wants to know, we're getting about 40 requests a day of new equipment to get added. You know, sometimes our turnaround's real fast. Sometimes we get a little bit of a backlog, but that's about average at maybe 30 to 40 a day average. Some days are above that, and some days are probably a little less, but right around that of new requests coming in like clockwork. And someday we'll probably have every single piece, but it's going to take a little while. I guess that leads me into what I was thinking. I just kind of refreshed my memory. We've done some talking on, well, we're always looking at new additions to the site. We got actually some cool stuff, really cool stuff that's in the works now. That probably won't be that long until it's, I don't know how many weeks that'll be until implementation. I'm not going to talk about that yet because that'll be a big announcement when we add add the thing we're working on now. But we have even talked just from like the equipment list standpoint. As we progress on this and get more caught up on just what we consider raw gym equipment, we will probably make some additions to that going into the future. Like so far, we haven't added very much of like the therapy products, I guess, for lack of a better term, like saunas, cold plunges, Theraguns,
even
recovery and therapy stuff.
Even a lot of roller things that aren't just a straight up roller. We've kind of said no to, but
that's something that someday we looked to probably add more. Boxing and MMA equipment, we really haven't. We've kind of steered away from that too. That could probably be an
you're talking like
addition
heavy
at some point
bags,
in time.
kind of
right?
That type of
punching bags, that sort of thing. We've kind of denied that stuff for now because it's not at the core of what we're trying to add now. The one that comes up probably the most is some of the other wearables like wraps, straps, belt, sleeves. And that is on our list too, but that'll be a large undertaking when we add that and, where exactly they go and how exactly it fits in comparison to the actual gym equipment. With an infinite runway, probably all of that stuff will come to be in a way, but it's going to take some time. None of that's in the immediate future, but just as an update to that, because I know people are curious about it, it's all on our radar, you could say.
Mm-hmm. And even as far as the equipment goes, when we say there's new equipment being requested, there's basically nothing that's getting requested from brands that you would actually consider home gym brands.
Right.
I mean, those companies are 98% done. There's almost nothing left. For the most part, the things that are getting requested are just more Amazon stuff and then people putting in commercial machines, mainly for the sake of reviewing them. Not a lot of people own like new commercial machines.
Right. But we are adding all of those because those do get found and added as used equipment to home gyms on occasion.
They do,
And the cool part is because we're even adding so many of those, it feels like there's an infinite amount of brands and commercial pieces. We add so many of those, like there's going to come a day when someone comes to add something because they bought it used and they're like, there's no way this is in there. And then it's there. Mm-hmm. It's going to be there on Gym Radar already. So yeah, we're going to keep adding. You guys keep requesting and we will keep doing our best to get more in there. Said it earlier in the show, new gyms coming to Gym Radar every single day. There's never been a day where there hasn't been new gyms in Gym Radar. And there's kind of this pattern where we get roughly X number of new ones per day, which is awesome. And we're going to do everything we can to help keep that growing. And you guys can help us do everything you can to help us keep that growing too by letting any of your home gym friends know about Gym Radar that aren't on it already. They might know about it, but you can harass them and tell them to get signed up and get on there so we can check out their gym and you can check out their gym and everyone can check out their gym. And that's the Radar Report. I guess that's why they call it the Radar Report.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
Okay. Did you see this Will Tennyson home gym tour?
Hold on. Do I need to kick these people out of here?
Oh, yeah, actually, you kick them out. While you do that, I'm going to tell everyone about barefoot.store. Barefoot shoes. We've got minimal design on the barefoot shoes. You say minimal design, but maximum performance. Like the Ursus, for example. The Ursus is the ultimate training shoe. It features the wide toe box, zero drop platform, and flexible construction designed to support natural movement and stronger feet. Big fan of the barefoot Ursus. I still keep looking at these sandals, the bear flops that they've got, and then the all-American barefoot boots. They're Bruin boots. I've got a pair of those. Whatever your favorite shoe is, whatever you want to check out the most at barefoot.store, do this. Use discount code Massenomics. Will save you 10%. They also have a big spring sale right now. I should let you know this, where they are 26% off all shoes. Use code SPRING26 at checkout. That's actually kind of huge. 26% off all shoes. Use code SPRING26 at checkout. So don't miss out on that. Thanks, Barefoot.
All right. Now we can get into it.
All right. I would start by saying I still, to this day, right at this point, I don't know who Will Tennyson is, and I've never seen any of his stuff. And I know he has a huge YouTube following. I don't know who he is. I'm not saying that to poo-poo him.
No.
I'm just literally saying I don't know.
I didn't know who he was until, I don't know, 6 months ago or so, because I think he does some kind of like gym tours too, where I've seen him pop up in reference to that. And it seems like, from the little bit of content of him that I've seen, seems to have the YouTube thing figured out very well. Seems to have that down good. Looks like he's in really good shape. Seems to have a love for the gym. And outside of that, don't know much about him.
I mean, is your estimation that he is, he's a YouTuber? He's famous from YouTube. He didn't have another thing and then he got to YouTube.
That was how I took it.
Okay.
I also think he's like 30 something too. He's not like a kid.
Right. I've never watched one of his videos before. I've never been aware. I mean, I'm only aware from like this gym tour stuff, and like Coop has done things with him, and I hear other people talk about him, but I don't personally know. But my assumption has been obviously he's a YouTuber based on the size of his audience. But I guess my question was, was he something else prior to that and he leveraged it into YouTube, or did all of it come about from YouTube?
I think from YouTube. The AI overview, which those things are never wrong, says that he's a prominent Canadian fitness YouTuber, 4.78 million subs. He won his Natural Pro Bodybuilding card in 2025.
Okay.
And he's jacked. He is.
Yeah. So he's very jacked. I mean, if he won his Natural Pro card, he's legit, I would say then. It's not just a little hobby of his. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. He knows a thing or two.
So then he had a new gym, and did Coop do a tour of that gym? Is that what it was?
Yeah, because that's at first he had, and I didn't watch the whole video. A few months ago, he had it was like a Alibaba gym or something, but it was like his temporary home gym. And I was confused. I didn't know if that just was the gym. But then, okay, now he had like a big unveiling of his full official gym, and he had Coop come out and give a review. And, it has the whole YouTube story behind all the stuff before it gets to the gym tour. But I kind of skipped ahead to more of the gym tour part and clicked through some of that. And it is a super nice gym. It was at Atlantis, right? It's Atlantis, the Canadian company.
Okay. Yeah.
He's got it just like decked out with Atlantis stuff, which, is expensive. I mean, it's super nice equipment. Really cool. And this is in his basement. The whole thing is super cool. I mean, he's no doubt spent a ton of money on it. It's absolutely a place you can get strong, just to get out in front of that one, Tanner. It's the real deal. But when I was watching it, I kind of noticed this trend. He has this nice gym that he's built out. Not too long ago, there was
Jeff Nippard.
There you go. Jeff Nippard. Coop, even himself, is in the middle of building out a pretty banging home gym, it looks like. I don't think he's done a full reveal on that yet, but I would imagine that'd probably be pretty soon here. And
he's probably waiting for the Massenomics gym tour of Coop's Palace.
What? If I know Coop like I think,
I'm guessing he wants to give us
definitely
the
what he's
first
waiting
crack
for.
at it.
He's waiting for us to get the scoop on that.
He wants our YouTube channel to get the views of his new basement gym.
Not whatever's going on at Garage Gym Reviews that he ominously hints at in the comments section of his videos.
We've never talked about it again since, I don't think, in our episode, but there's obviously a lot of things going on at Garage Gym Reviews.
I liked one of like in his most recent video, it was, it was just the funniest comment to leave on his own video. It says, "Hey guys, sorry for the lack of reviews lately. There's things that are going on that are out of my control that I'm working on behind the scenes." And like you said, Tanner, there's definitely something going on there, but man, that is just like airing it out there. And it's a weird thing because, we love Coop here. We love Coop's content. We like seeing what he's got going on, but out of his control, it's interesting because it's, well, do you not own the channel? Like, is it because it's not your channel, or is it because there's some ownership? I mean, you would assume there's ownership things going on.
I mean,
and if reviews aren't coming out, you also assume there's probably something going on with who owns.
There's like a power
codes.
struggle, or there's some sort of strife there, probably.
Mm-hmm. Also, one thing we looked at the other day, Barbend is almost just a clone of Garage Gym Reviews at this point. You know, before which Pillar 4 also owns, but before Barbed used to be like a news page, they have some news
Strength
stuff.
sports news kind of.
But if you look at their navigation, it's just the same. It's like the actual, I'm not just saying that like, it's the same kind of thing. It's actually like the same content, just copy pasted from Garage Gym Reviews, and it exists on Barbend again. So Pillar 4's really milking that one right there.
I have to milk you.
Yes, we need all of it. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is watching all of these videos of these guys, they build these really nice gyms. And you know what I can't help but think is missing? And it's not another Voltra. It's not another commercial piece of gym equipment. What I think is missing,
more seated leg extensions,
is double seated machines. It's more opportunities to sit on your ass. What I can't help but feel like is missing from these gyms is a little bit of character. They're all very clinical, very sterile. You know, am I in a physical therapy office that just has a banging gym budget, or am I in a Verizon cell phone store? I don't really know. It's also clean and perfectly lit, but there's nothing that indicates any, you know, I'll say this, for example. We've been in a couple gyms in our days, Tanner. We've seen
more gym tours on YouTube than anyone else on YouTube.
I wasn't going to say it, but you did. Okay. You know, we've seen a gamut of how people do things, and I'd say for the most part, the most gyms we tour do have somewhat of a story on the walls of their gym. You know, you can get a feel for what someone's into, whether that's musically, whether that's icon, inspirational people that they look up to. You know, you'll see a fair number of Arnold and Ronnie and pictures like that in people's gyms. Yep. It might even be other sports, you know, Michael Jordan, Kobe, things like that.
What their other hobbies are, even in general.
Yes,
you know,
what their other hobbies are.
A lot.
Just things people like. You know, you go to Gunnar Peterson's. He likes gorillas. He's got gorillas on the wall. You know, you might
go to Willie's weight room. He's got a bunch of old classic muscle car
Peterbilt sign on the wall.
Yeah.
You know, like people's personality shines through. I can get a little feel for, at the very least, I can get a feel for what you're into or what your hobbies are, or at least there's going to be something that just speaks to something that you like personally, whether that's Massenomics flags and banners or something like that. Like there's almost always something that shows a little character.
Yeah.
And you know, the extreme of that is you go to somewhere like Massenomics or Donnie Thompson's gym, or
where you can't, like, you actually don't even have enough time to, like,
it's like a museum.
There's just full story.
It's like
what is the next thing?
Yes, it's the halls of those who came before us. Like, it's like, damn, this is so cool looking at everything. But you look at these gyms, and that's my one knock against them, is they got the equipment thing dialed into perfection. They got the equipment selection dialed into perfection. The whole aesthetic is just perfected. But the personality, I want some personality out of these things, and it's not in there right now, man. That'd be my one critique of these gyms. If I couldn't critique them on equipment, any of that. We know you can get strong anywhere. I have no equipment critiques, no budget critiques, none of that. It's just give me some personality.
Other than the dual seated machines.
Okay, yeah. So here's the thing: you need a machine with 2 seats on it, and both of those seats should have access to 2 Voltras at the same time, so you can be doing. So you can be doing chains and bands while you're doing your double-sided workout here. That's my only critique for equipment.
Yeah, they do kind of look like that, though, where they look like a physical therapist office.
Right. Like, that's what it is. Like, Tanner, you've gone through some knee surgeries. When you go to a physical therapy clinic,
that's exactly what they look like.
Clinical and, you know, sort of white walls, clean, modern looking.
Which is nice, per se, but, like, if it's
you want to feel something a little more than therapy.
Right.
You want to in physical therapy. You want to feel.
Yeah.
You know,
it's kind of like the cool part about when we go to gyms.
Absolutely.
It's one of the cool parts.
That is what's cool about gyms, is when you got,
like, you go to Jose's and he's got all the different IPF country singlets on the wall. You know, just those.
You go to Boston Jose's, he's got surf stuff on the walls.
Yeah. Yeah. That is what's cool. Like every place has a little bit different story.
Because it is the extension of it kind of being the man cave, and that's a way for people to show their personality and what they're into.
You go to Ray Hill Strong Gym or to the No Wine Cellar, and there's hundreds of printed photos that are lined the rafters of like
chalk
people
drawings
that have been at the
that
gym.
they've made themselves, PR boards of them and people that were there before.
Not that everyone has to, so like Massenomics is very much like the eclectic, there's shit everywhere. And I'm not saying all ideal gyms are shit everywhere. Like,
no,
that doesn't have to be the look.
Even like, that's just what I'm saying though, is the personnel. Like I really do. I appreciate the clean aesthetic of all this. I think it looks awesome, but just give me something that you're into, man. Like, I want to walk in there and be like, oh, you like this? And whether that thing is, hey, maybe you're just a proud Rogue owner and you have a Rogue banner, right? I mean, you got something.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's what is missing from these gyms.
I think so. You know what's been missing from the Massenomics podcast? A training update.
Oh.
Have you been training insane or remaining the same?
Well, strap in.
Only
sit down.
There's two
put that seat buckle on your seat, because
strap into some 1RM leg extensions.
We're about to find out. Yeah, training's been interesting for me lately. It's been it's been good. It's been good. But what
have your legs been extending?
No, actually, I've been peaking for my leg extension, so I've been peaking for it by not doing that movement. And, I'll say this: my squats go. Actually, this is just my problem. I think I actually hit. This was yesterday. I told my wife, I'm like, this is my wake up call. I gotta start going to bed earlier. I'm just too damn tired, and I'm not. Like, I feel like I'm just scraping everything I can, like pulling out all the tricks to get these lifts done. And I'm getting them done. Like it's happening, like yesterday I squatted 445 for a set of 4, and it moved just fine. But I had to get pretty pumped up for it, because I just feel like I'm just need to be sitting on my ass when I get in the gym. Like,
did you record that set? I could be posting saying it's
actually I should have recorded it. No, I did record it. I should have posted it. I can send it to you. But yeah. I got that. And then like the other day I had bench, and I very rarely do this. Even here's a little hack in Juggernaut. It asks you how many hours of sleep you got the night before. I always leave that at 7, because I don't want it to lower my weight. I want to see what the weight is going to be, and then I'll decide if I want to lower it.
Yeah.
But the other day I'm like, no, it's just too many days in a row of 6 hours of sleep, and then also getting interrupted multiple times.
Yep.
Which is doable. I can get through my life like that. But what I'm really it's coming to my realization is when I look from January to now, like going through January, I'm like, I'm actually progressing all my lifts weekly. And then in January, it was probably about the time we really started dumping a bunch of time into Gym Radar, just started staying up way too late, way too regularly.
Yeah.
And I just started to make that normal. It's like, no, I just stay up past midnight all the time now. That's what I do. When it's not what I should be doing, but I've just like told myself that. And it's like, oh, I just stay up way too late. And then what it is, I'm tired. And then I've been not eating enough lately too. And like, I mean, I see it in MacroFactor. It's like, oh, you're 300 calories short for the day. I'm like, I don't feel like eating. So I just like let myself be hundreds of calories short. Right. And then a couple weeks ago I was sick. And so all that combines to me since January, being down like 8 pounds, and which also isn't going to my favor. You're not sleeping enough, not eating enough. And, man, I'm horsecocking it for the, I'm
horse heft and heave.
I'm making it happen, but I'm like, nope. Like, this is catching up to me. It's getting too challenging for the way things should be going. So I need to just start going to bed sooner. I need to be eating a little more for like these last 3 months here. Just keep it dialed in a little bit, and I'll be just fine, because last year, I was just looking back. Last year, I tweaked my back in like the first week of May, and basically didn't get to do any lifting leading into the meet, and my meet was just fine. And my numbers are all.
So if you can keep lifting,
can you imagine if you got to lift for the last 2 months going into a meet, what you could do? And my numbers are all the same or better across all lifts than they were at this time last year. So like, that's also a good sign, but like, that's a very, very long story to say where I'm at with things. But as far as the actual lifts going,
so it's going pretty decent, but it could be better.
It could be better. But like it was, I think a month ago, like I did 465 for a triple on squat, which I don't think I've ever done that before. Yeah. Yesterday I did 445 for four.
Yeah.
And like in my head, they felt terrible, but then I watched it and they were fine. Bench was going really good. That's the one that when I get a little tired and my body weight's down, it definitely comes down. I did
that the most
330 for like 4 the other day, which I mean, I'm still right in the ballpark of my best numbers ever. It's just like things were actually just going up every week, like into January. And then since then it's kind of like, oh yeah, Juggernaut isn't giving me bigger numbers because I'm like saying, no, this is getting too challenging for me. So for like the last couple months, it's sort of been sitting level. And I can actually handle the volume pretty well. It is just when it comes to the RP 10 days is where I start to get myself in trouble. Yeah. And yeah, I said deadlift. What was that last week? I did 475 for like a set of 3. And that's the biggest pull I've had since the meet of any kind.
Right.
So things are on the right track.
Most weight you've had on the bar.
Yeah. I haven't had over 450 on the bar since the meet. Like the last time I touched held a deadlift with more than 450 pounds at the meet last year. I might have been 455.
Do you think it's any coincidence that you got a new leg extension machine this year and then the numbers have gone up this much?
You know, now you say it, there's no other explanation for this. That's the only variable. That has to be it. It has to be it. But
because your legs had, at least for a period of time, been extended.
They had been extending. Yeah, you're right. I didn't consider that. Yep, that's gotta be the X factor there. So we'll see. We'll see how these next few weeks play out. Last night was good. I read my book. I went to bed. I was in bed by 10:30, sleeping not long after that. And I was out and I felt good this morning. I'm like, just imagine if I just start doing this regularly, how I could feel. So that's my goals. I just got to eat a little more, sleep a little better, and I'll be good.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. What do you got? Let's hear it. I haven't had much training updates from you other than seeing some double overhand PRs or some double overhand challenges.
I'm all into the little odds and ends challenges right now. That's where my training's at. I'm doing that mostly because I did decide my knee is not normal and I can't do the strongman competition because there's a high likelihood my knee would just get more hurt. Yeah. My knee just doesn't feel good. It clicks and pops. And I mean, it's the first thing I noticed. It's been 18 months and it's still like I get out of bed. It's extremely stiff. I can hardly walk for a while and it's just not very good. I mean, if my goal was just, I'm not a lifter and I just like walk around, like that's the most exercise to do.
Go to Schwannies, go home.
Yeah. My knee would be mostly fine. It'd be stiff sometimes, but like when I'm trying to, if I want to do a yoke carry for time and farmer's carry and a max deadlift and, max log overhead press, it is not good for that still. So if I was to hurt it again, it would be
just start throwing the dirt on you right now. Actually,
yeah, it would be like the most demoralizing thing that could happen to me. Like if I tore a third ACL, the way that this one has gone, if I did something dumb and tore my ACL for a third time, I'd be like, yeah, you can actually just start throwing the dirt on me now because I can't do another 18 months of down that road. But what's actually been relieving is that I decided, I can't do that, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then I have done some other stuff that I'm like, I really like these other things that I'm doing, like the double overhand deadlift.
Because what did you do the other day on that?
I just started, because once I decided I can't really chase that stuff, I'm like, I want to actually, so what my one goal is, at least one, because I like to have something. I like to have multiple things if I can't do something. So I'm like, well, I'm going to shift this because I had quit trying the Thomas Inch dumbbell months ago because I'm like, well, I'm focusing on my actual training and I can't spend 15 minutes messing around, doing this because I need to spend that time on my primary lifts and then my accessory lifts that are important. And so I haven't been doing it at all. And I kind of tried again. I'm like, man, this is really hard again because I haven't been training at all. So I'm like, I want to get that by the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic. I want to pick up the big one.
Yeah.
And I think I can if I actually train it for a while.
Yeah.
So that's one of my things. I've been training that now. So I'm doing it at least 2 days a week. Actually, what I kind of do is a heavy day and a reps day of training Thomas Inch dumbbell stuff or some Thomas Inch dumbbell variation.
What does that look like on those for a heavy versus reps? What do you
heavy day? I'm actually using Mad Cow magnetic weight horns that he is, and I'm just like literally just like going for heavier reps, or I'll do super maximal where I'll do actually the Thomas Inch and I just do finger assists. So you can assist with 4 fingers, 3 fingers, 2 fingers, 1 finger, or you can assist all the way up and let it down. Like any of those things are what I'm the training doesn't make perfect sense, but just the rough idea is one day is a max day. One day is a heavy day and the other day is a 4 reps day. So on my 4 reps, I'm just using the lighter one and just doing sets.
And when did you start doing this again?
I've been doing it for 2 weeks, so I've had like 5.
But do you feel like in 2 weeks have things gotten better? Or
yes,
really,
way better. All of a sudden,
that fast?
Like just yeah. And I don't know. I guess I just because the first time even the light one, I'm like, man, I can feel like I can barely do this one all of a sudden, and now it's like, okay, no, this one's really easy again already. So so that's coming back really fast, but that's too much talking about that because it's such a silly little thing. But that's one of the things I'm doing, and then. One of the other things I'm just doing linear progression on deficit deadlifts for a while because when I get stuck a little bit, I like to go to deficit deadlifts because they always help me because when I get done with progression of those and I go back to off the floor, it always feels so good to me when I go, I'm like, what am I pulling this from like,
right? Am I cheating?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. So I love deficit deadlifts. I always have. I mean, they suck. They're hard.
How much of a deficit do you typically go with?
I don't go too much. Too much gets too weird, and then my form gets so much different. That I've never loved that. I do like an inch and a half.
Okay,
or an inch would be fine too. So
you're saying my Titan tiles would be just fine.
Yeah, because how tall are those?
1.5 inches.
Yeah, and I usually do 2 3/4 inch stacked on top of each other of plywood. So I'm usually 1.5 inches. I don't mind an inch though either is a good, but I don't like to go like, I don't want to do a 3-inch deficit deadlift because it gets to be where I'm like, what is, this is an exercise in figuring out a position to get in to get this off.
It's like
that's just my philosophy,
but it is though.
And it is and there's probably carryover on that depending on what you want to do, but that's the way I like to approach those. And the added twist on that, since I'm doing some grip stuff, is I'm doing double overhand. So like I did 405 for my sets of 5, then I did 415 for my sets of 5. I'll do 425, and I'm just going to see how long I can go sets of 5 with the double overhand.
Is this on an original Texas Power Bar?
No, this is on the deadlift bar. I don't know why this time, because I'm like, yeah, that's basically cheating. This time I'm doing it on the deadlift bar. I have no idea why I did that. It was probably what was there the first day I started it, and then I'm like, no, I'll just move on that from there.
Okay. I would. My grip is also terrible. I've actually, my left hand always on deadlifts always just starts to slip. I dropped one in the meet, almost dropped a second one because it's my left hand. It's so weak. I probably actually should be working on that. And where the hell was I going? Oh, I know I can get 360 on the deadlift bar. I know I can get 365 for a single double overhand. I don't know if I can get 405. I never try it, because I feel like that is where I just wouldn't do it. But if there is a limit, it's somewhere between 365 and 405 for me for a single, and you're just banging these things out like it's nothing.
My, because my joke has been the 10 rep double overhand thing. Right now I'm doing the 5, but I do, this is actually just my own anecdotal thing. Maybe other people would disagree with me. I think, take the grip out of it. If you're just deadlifting, if you can do something for 1, you got to be a lot stronger to do it for 5.
Oh God. Yeah. Yes.
Right. You know, like if you can deadlift 405 for 1 and you just got that, like it's going to be a while till you can get it for a set of 5.
Or never.
Right. On grip, it's a little different to me. Like where if I can get it for 1, I can probably get it for several.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh.
That's kind of the way. I don't know. That's just kind of what I felt like. Like when I can do those for 10, like if you just took deadlift numbers, what I could double overhand deadlift for 10, if that was just your deadlift, I can't do as much than double overhand for a single as someone could just if you took grip out of the equation and what you probably equate to their 1 rep max to.
Right.
Like the grip goes away faster as you move up the weight, with decreasing.
Because what did you
reps.
do for 10? What was your biggest one?
I think 455 for a set of 10 on the Texas Power Bar.
So because you can do 10, you're not all of a sudden going to do 555 for a single.
Right. That's what I
experienced. Do 500 for a single?
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah.
I think I've done 510 or 20, something like that.
It's still a lot.
Yeah, so there's not. So I'm doing the deficit deadlifts. Eventually, I'll probably ditch the double overhand to some extent there. The other thing I've been doing, well, a couple things on the cardio front. I'm like, my cardio's been lacking because for 18 months I had to quit playing basketball, which was my cardio was awesome from that for a period of time. And then I was doing some rower and stuff, and I got out of that. And I like stupid, different, dumb little cardio challenges. Those are always fun, chasing numbers for me. And Grant on the OK podcast had talked about the 50 cal rower challenge. And they had talked about like, if you can break 4 minutes, that shows something. If you break 3 minutes, that's a pretty good indicator of cardiovascular. And then if you can break 2 minutes, that's booking it or whatever. So I got to 157 on that. That was just after a couple tries.
Oh, well, come on.
Right. That was that was on the first try. I'm actually, if I speak about that correctly, that was on.
This is on the rower, you said?
No, that's on the Echo bike.
Oh,
if I said rower, that's the 50 cal Echo bike challenge. And I got 157 on the first go. And I think I can get it to like 90 seconds.
You think so?
This challenge is very hard for anyone that wants to try it.
So 157,
it's kind of
when that's done,
thing.
I mean, are you like dead?
Well, I did it. I'm like, I'm going to do this as because he said 4 minutes means this, 3 that, 2 that. So I'm like, I'm going to do this as my squat warm up.
Oof.
And I got going and I'm like, well, I'm easily going to get 3 minutes. Like, I don't think I'm going to be that tired if I do 2. And I'm like, as long as I'm doing it, I better try and get in under 2 minutes. And I got done and I'm like, squat warm up. I need a freaking, like it was 1 minute and 57 seconds of work. It took me like 15 minutes until I did my first squat sets because I was getting that feeling where you're sweating but cold. And that was just.
So you went into it not trying to go for like a PR. You were just like, oh, we'll see where this takes me.
Yeah, and then the time was going. I was like, I'm like, I can do this. So then I'm like, well, as long as I'm doing this, I better do it good.
I could see how you get to 90 seconds then if you're going into it untrained on that and also with no game plan and you're getting under 2 minutes.
Yeah. But
okay, do you think because it's been a long time since I've used the Echo. Like I used to use it pretty regularly down at the gym.
Yeah.
And I would just do like intervals, so I wasn't really paying attention to much. But with that, do you think being bigger plays into your advantage a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
After doing it one time, I've become an expert. Now I have an expert opinion, which is the joke. But I would say, to not give myself too much credit. Yes, being big and strong, I think helps more than I even thought it probably did.
So you just say like you're on the shorter end, you weigh 150 pounds. Like that's going to be a much different challenge is what you're kind of saying. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. At 150 pounds, you got to be a beast probably to beat my time. I would think, I'm not saying that as I'm awesome. I'm saying that
you have just
if you're not big and
to throw around.
You got to be in good enough shape to be able to do it for a couple minutes sustained. That's where you get, if you're a big tub of crap and you have no cardiovascular, it's only
you're not going to be able.
There's probably a happy medium or a combination of the two. But the world record, this one blew my mind because on the rower I was watching world records on things, and I was doing 100-meter challenges and 500 and 5Ks and all this stuff. And all the world records kind of made sense to me. And on the 100-meter, the world record wasn't that much faster than what I was doing actually. But the world record on this, you got to watch it, is a guy doing it in 26 seconds.
What?
50 cals, which does not make sense to me how it's even possible.
So what is the build of this guy?
He was big. He was a big, strong, muscular guy.
Like 6'5" big, we're talking?
I couldn't tell.
Okay.
I couldn't know. But I
he
mean,
does
not
look
under
big on the
6
bike,
foot.
though.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was not a small person.
And he's jacked. So he's got a lot of force that he's putting behind every.
Yeah. And this comes from, I think this is a CrossFit thing, like a 50 cal rower is a common, maybe a common CrossFit thing. But I am going to mess around with that a little bit more. But that one is really taxing.
50 cal Echo bike.
50 cal for time. Yeah. Do I keep saying rower?
Yeah. Or you said rower
Yeah,
last time. I don't know.
On the Echo bike.
Okay.
On the Echo bike. 50 cal challenge.
Yeah.
Which, give that a try. If you go hard on that, it's actually kind of crazy that 1 minute and 57 seconds, or, if I did it in 90 seconds, how punishing that can be. It doesn't,
I mean, it's sprint stuff
crazy.
though. Like if you
tried to sprint for
go
90
run a
seconds.
400 and do it hard.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a
Yeah.
little over a minute and you can feel really sick.
Yeah. Right. And then, speaking of that, the other thing I've been doing is running 1 miles because the first one I did was 6 runs ago. Was the first time I've ran basically since I had knee surgery. So it's been 18 months. And that was just kind of like, I was getting the feeling like, do I even know? Like if I was getting chased by a bear,
could I get
what
away?
would I do? Like, am I capable of running anymore? And I'm like, I feel like I shouldn't not know if I could, if I can even run if I need to. Like that's how I'm going to wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm old and I actually can't run anymore if I had to. So I did, and it just a test for my knee to see like, what is my knee cool with that or not? So I did the first one I did was my slowest. It was just under 10 minutes, like 9:45, which I got done with that. And I'm like, man, 10-minute mile isn't that slow. Like I feel like I was running. I mean, I absolutely was running the entire time, but it was like 9:45. I'm like, damn, that's what I think a slow time is. And I felt like I was like, wasn't like doing the lineman jog out there.
Damn it, I do a 50 cal. Do you know how fast I do a 50 cal?
So then I've kind of was on a thing where I do that on my off lifting days. So 2 or 3 times a week, I've been running this mile. I've done like 6 of them now. So this is also only for a few weeks. Second one, a little faster. Third one, I was like broke 9 minutes. And then I was maybe 8:45, 8:25, 8:15. Then today I was like, yeah, I'm because my time's going down and I'm almost feeling better at each one. Like that, I got done with it.
Everything or lungs, knee, legs?
My lungs mostly. Okay. My knee's kind of the same where it's like it feels pretty good, but it also might be a little sore by the time I'm done. Or, it's not like it didn't feel like it was going to affect my lifts anymore or anything that it already maybe was. So, but my lungs would be the thing, or my just even breathing, like, or just maybe it's not even my lungs changing that much in that amount of time. Maybe it's just me getting
comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Being like, okay, no, I'm not going to suffocate to death here. It's like, no, if I just do keep my legs moving at this speed, it'll all be fine and I'm not going to die. And so, because you probably can, I don't know how much you actually train or you're condition yourself in that little bit of time. But so I was down to 8:15. I'd get done and be like, oh, I'm pretty tired and I'm out of breath. But what I found is, we've talked about this thing before, and I was like, I'm not all that impressed with
Apple Watch.
The coolest thing this I like is for running. Like that's the biggest thing once I found all the stuff it shows you, because I run on the bike path. So and you just click outdoor run and you do run for distance in 1 mile. So it's gonna like count you down to start your mile, and like it vibrates at like when you're at half or at 3/4. You can set it to do whatever you want. But so I literally I know my points even with just doing it a few times, but I just run until I get the half vibration,
then turn it around,
do a U-turn and go back. And I'm like, finish it right at home, right where I want to be. And then when you get done, I can look and it shows the exact map path you went, and you can scroll your finger and see what was my pace here, what was my heart rate here, what was, and you can go around and be like, oh, I felt like I was kind of going slow there. And then I look on the map and I'm like, yep, my pace went from 8:02 to an 8:40, like for that 1/10 of a mile, because like I literally was going slower. And for as little as I care about running, most of it doesn't matter to me, but I do just think it makes running a little more interesting because of the analytics to it, I guess.
There's some gamifying
right
there. And
right. So then today I'm like, okay, I'll probably break 8 minutes today. I feel like and that was kind of my goal. And I was thinking, I don't know if I'll keep doing it because a lot of these things I just have a goal. And when I get to it, I'm like, yeah, I'm good with that now. Like, I don't need to go, like, I'm not trying to go extreme. I just want to get to a certain
before
number.
this gets too challenging.
Yes, that's actually a good way of describing it. That's kind of what I'm like. I want to get to a certain threshold that I'm like, yes, that is acceptable. I will move on to something else. But today I was great. My pace was awesome. I was feeling the best I had. And I was right at 3/4 of a mile, and I always run my last quarter. My best pace is on my last quarter, and I always make up a little time there because there's just something about seeing the end. I'm like, I can do anything when it's just right there. Like I can make myself do anything for that short amount of time. And I hadn't even picked up the pace yet. I wasn't slowing down. I wasn't speeding up. Nothing was going on at all. And all of a sudden, my right calf, I was like, just about like I had a Charlie horse in my calf. I was like, oh my God, do I have a cramp? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going to keep running. And I'm like limping, trying to run on my right calf. And I look down at my thing. I'm like, I'm at an 8-minute pace, even at 3/4 of a mile. Like I'm going to run like a 7:45 and not even be that bad here. And I've already done the hard work, which is the first three quarters of it. And I'm like trying to run and looking at it. I'm like, God, my calf, I don't think I can do it. And I eventually just had to start walking, and my calf, I strained it somehow just being out for a jog. And like, I could barely walk this afternoon.
So is it
my
on
calf is so
your
strained.
bad leg or your good one?
I don't even know the difference,
Your
but
gooder one.
yeah,
Your less bad one.
yeah. So I strained my calf just out for a, 3/4 of a mile into it. And I literally doing nothing, nothing weird.
I mean,
and
you're
just
jogging though. Like it's not like you're walking, but I don't
know.
think it's like that insane of an injury. It's not like you've been.
No, it's not that serious of an injury either. In a few days,
but like I don't think
fine.
it's like that crazy for that to happen.
Right.
Either. Like it's annoying, no doubt, but
it is very annoying. Like I'm like, oh come on, what? Like I'm getting hurt out for a jog now. Like I can't even finish my jog because of
home with your tail between your legs.
That's what I honestly and
family. What a
my wife was at home and she's like, "What happened? I was expecting you like a few minutes ago," and I'm like, I know."
It's another injury.
Yeah, add it to the list. No, I wasn't frustrated in the sense that it's a serious injury. I could tell right away, but I'm like, I literally can't finish this run today. I had a time I wanted to get, and now I had to. Like the last thing I want to do is quit on.
Oh yeah, especially once you're
like
that far into it.
I know, and I'm like,
finish this out, get the glory.
Because if I quit once, then it's like it opens the door. I quit anytime something's uncomfortable or whatever. And I actually what I came to is like this might actually injure it more if I keep running on it at this point. So that's why I eventually stopped. Because I tried for a while and I'm like limping, and what am I because I want to get this 8 minute under 8 minute mile on this, and I'm limping here. I'm like, no, this is not worth. My assessment on the spot is it's not worth that.
Yeah, that's something though that like 10 years ago you'd be like, no, we're powering through.
Yeah,
and then you'd be like, damn it, I just screwed myself so hard.
Yes. The one other training thing I did is I'm like, you know what? I've done front squats and SSBs for so long. I am really jonesing for doing barbell back squats. And I'm like, yeah, I'm switching today. I'm doing that starting now because I'm like, since I'm not training for a specific thing, I'm going to do whatever movement is exciting to me, which to me right now is for whatever reason, and I'm doing all high bar. I've just had 2 sessions of that, and that felt really good.
Yeah, because did you post one of those the other day or not? Or am I getting?
I don't know if I posted it, but I think that was in my SSB. I did go up to 425 SSB, and that felt. And I did like 385 for a set of 4, which that's the most I've squatted since I hurt my knee. Is that stuff?
And I thought they looked really good.
Yeah, those were good. But what I was really stoked about is because I was starting to think, well, maybe I can't even back squat more than I can SSB. Maybe it's all the same. And then just after one day into back squatting, I was like, oh no.
There's more here.
I like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I forgot. I actually forgot. And it was weird because it felt, I'm doing high bar and it felt, I I guess, heavy and uncomfortable, like on the
Just on
on
your
rack and the
back.
walkout, because I'm not used to it. I haven't
Yeah.
done it for so long. But each squat, like when I went down and up, I'm like, oh, that felt easy.
Oh, isn't that a great
like
feeling
just the
too, when you're-
exact squat moment
Mhm.
movement. And I'm like, oh, that's the ticket. And then like I'd go to rack and stuff, be like, it's uncomfortable and heavy and hurts my traps and stuff. But like when I would do each actual rep, I'd be like, oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It was just everything in between that feels weird.
That's like as good as it gets when you're like actually moving squats. You're like, oh, this just feels great right now.
Yeah.
Even on
So I'm
days when
excited to-
squats moving good for me, I don't think that very often, but when I do, it's good.
That's a nice feeling. And it wasn't that heavy. It was just 325 for sets of 5.
Yeah, but still, when you haven't been doing it at all, like that's
Right.
That's good.
Yeah. Or maybe it's I guess it was, I don't know what it was. It doesn't really matter. It's 335 for sets of 5 or something like that. But it just did feel good that I was like, oh yeah, sweet. And then it has me excited for squatting for a while.
Right.
I'm just going to linear progress that for a while too and ride that and see how it
Ride
goes.
it out, see where it takes you.
And my knee feels pretty good on the squat, actually. You know, it's not really like deadlifting and squatting that bothers my knee. Those are pretty controlled and pretty easy to handle, actually. It's other weird stuff.
Yeah.
That's training updates.
Damn. Who knows what
My
the
bench
future
press
holds.
kind of sucks.
Does it?
I don't know. It doesn't suck. It's just really stale, I guess. My deadlift and squat both feel pretty good. My bench press feels very, like I went through this last 16 weeks and I got to the end of it. I'm like, I'm not any stronger. I'm like the exact same strength. And I'm like that. I worked fairly hard at that.
That does
you know,
suck
like
when that happens. I'm like,
yeah. So I didn't get weaker. I just was like, oh, my number's like the same.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
well,
but sometimes I'm like, I don't know how I can maximize it at my current body weight. I know I can
think
bench
that's
more
the
if I
problem
gain
though. Like
weight.
it's such a little like a cop out, but that was my thought process too. I'm like, nope. Just if I'm weighing 215, this is just about what I got to expect. Like it's stupid, but the difference between me weighing 215 and about 224 is a lot.
On bench, it really, I think it matters the most. I mean, it's not a lot of people say that, and I agree with it.
It hasn't like being down weight hasn't affected my squat or deadlift at all. Those have just kept riding, but bench all of a sudden just feels like I'm hitting a wall. Like it's not.
Yeah. I think there's ways around it and there's ways to be able to improve it and stuff, but it's really hard with fighting the body weight issue on the bench press.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just wondering if we need another leg extension though, if I could really push something leg extension.
That's probably what it is. I'm telling you, man, when I start going to bed earlier and eating more and I start hitting those split squats, that leg extension ain't going to know what hit it by the time I come around for that peak.
When you come down to have a seat and,
and I sit my ass down on that thing,
buckle in.
It's not
I like Tom Havlin, you know, he's in on the jokes. He always brings up the seat belt.
Yeah, he loves that seat belt.
Him joking around on that is the thing I absolutely didn't have on my bingo card for 2026 that I love the most is Tom Havlin being in on the leg extension tomfoolery.
Never in a million years would you think that he would have any comments on that, you know.
Which it is the funniest. It couldn't be anyone funnier to be joking around about it because maybe we talked about this last week, but the dude is like one of the strongest men in the world, if not at
maybe
in some ways arguably and does the most insane lifts of all varieties. So for him to be like, yeah, like it's like, yeah, of course, leg extension's not that important. You know, like look at this dude. He's also built like an absolute shit brick house too.
I mean, his physique is crazy. It's not like he's just huge. He does a physique too. It's
and I bet his legs aren't small.
No, I've seen what that guy can Zercher squat, and it's scary.
But for him to also kind of joke about the legs, it's so funny. Every time I see it, I'm like, this is the coolest, funniest thing.
Well, and to sort of add to that, the other one that was really good was Stan Efferding had a video yesterday of him just repping out the full stack on leg extensions.
Yeah.
You know?
I like too, because that I think was he took a thing of someone criticizing him in a post that says, oh, look how much muscle he's lost. And he's like, I'm 60 or whatever.
That's
he's
crazy
like,
that he's 60 though. Like,
yeah.
when he put them, like, no, Stan's like 48, right? Like, it just in my mind, like, I'm like, I know he's a little older, but that's just permanently in my mind. That's how old Stan is, not 60.
Yes. And when you put it in that perspective, I'm like, oh, this guy's like the most jacked 60-year-old that you'd ever see. Like,
yeah.
Some couch tater is ragging on Stan from the comment section for not being as big as he used to be when he's a 60-year-old guy.
Right, yeah, like he's 60 and he needs to weigh 285 his entire life.
Okay, so Stan is doing, how we used to do back in the day, his YouTube videos where he's in the car. What were those called? Like Stan's Rants, or that's not right, but
was it Rhino's Rants?
Rhino's Rants.
Is that what
that's
it was?
What it was, right? I think so.
It's something like that.
And everyone was watching those. Like everyone would watch them.
Rhino's Rants, yes. And he sort of parlayed that into his promotion of the coolers
and everything else.
The world's only cooler within a cooler.
The vertical diet and
the vertical diet. Yes. That was his marketing campaign around those.
And he's doing it again, but because now he lives in like Samoa, American Samoa or what, and he does it in his golf cart.
Yes.
And I'm like, everyone says it too if you read the comments, but I'm serious, like, where is the teleprompter?
No, he has.
Or what's he doing?
He just has an AirPod in one ear.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what I always thought it was. I'm pretty
sure.
But
what is it doing? Telling him just like a split second ahead or what?
Yeah, I think he's just reciting. Yeah, I think he just does a long script. I think this has always been the thing, is he does a long script and he's just like repeating it back. But
when you do that, how far ahead of it? Like when because it would still be talking, like he's got to be talking while it's saying something.
But I mean, if he actually took the time to write this whole thing, it's like whenever you actually, before ChatGPT days, when you actually spent time crafting and writing something, you're the subject matter expert. You kind of remember a lot of it. You got
half memorized anyways, so then you just need a few cues.
Because there was a few Rhino's Rants. I think I read in the comments, someone's like, "Oh, he's totally doing it." You can. I think even one time someone was like, "You can actually hear the earpiece going." Which I never paid that close of attention. But there are a few times where you would notice in those where he would get tripped up on his words. And all of a sudden it's like his cadence would break a little bit. And then you could tell he get caught back up and then he's back in the cadence again. I think
maybe you told me that before and I've forgotten about it.
Because he also always had it timed to perfection with when he got home too or whatever he was doing. And I'm like, okay, like you're going to do this 20-minute rant that just perfectly wraps up with this whole thing. Like, and I'm not knocking him for it. Like I think that's.
I don't know if I could do that though. Still,
I
that
think it's
a little
challenge.
distracting. Like I don't. But I think it's what you're saying. Actually, though, he's written this, edited it, perfected it, maybe even rehearsed it once, and is like he has 3/4 of it memorized. Then anyway,
unless
he's probably naturally good at that to begin with.
Yeah, unless in this one he actually turns his head where you can see. But that was sort of always my assumption because the one in the car was always to the side. You could never see the front of his face.
Yeah.
And so you just never knew. I just always assumed he had an earpiece or an AirPod or something in the far ear.
Okay. Yep.
That's
got to be it. Otherwise, he's an absolute freak of nature that I don't even understand. How are you doing this?
Delivery for like impromptu speaking like that.
It would be absolutely insane to be able to deliver that way.
I'm not
because
saying
it's
like
totally
people
like
can't speak eloquently, but just I think the delivery of how you're. It's just a weird way to talk.
It would be crazy to be able to talk like that and not be like reading.
Because it's not like you're being like. It's just too on. It's just too on a pace. It's not. It's not doing the thing where even when people that are really good, like speakers with a lot of personality and persona and all this, even they have like some changes in tempo and pacing and some breaks.
Yeah, and it never changes.
These don't do that.
That would be indicative of if you're listening to something like that.
That's what I feel like. Yeah. Like anyone else, like, I mean, that's kind of one of the things of like speaking good is like, oh, if we're in a crowd, like put a pause in here for dramatic effect and, really let people sit with that for a minute. And I don't think these typically do that. It's like you're on the train and the train's going here. And we're staying at our 180 BPM,
Yeah. It's one of those, what's that?
The music, the 180.
Yeah, but what kind of music? What kind of
the techno?
What kind of concerts are those you go to?
The techno or the
good stuff. Massenomics YouTube this week was the Kev Cave.
Yeah, that was the most recent video. Yes.
The Kev Cave. And then I think we're going around to Bar Gym Reviews Basement Gym Tour coming up. This most recent one is going to be. So make sure you're subscribed. More gym tours on YouTube. And then we're leaving on a trip this week to go get a whole bunch more. So you'll be seeing several new ones from the Windy City and surrounding areas coming up after that. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review so we can keep that 5-star Apple Podcast review train rolling. Check out the merchandise from the new drop that Tommy showed us here at the beginning of the episode. We'd love to have you buy something. We also got full supply of drink spotters, flags, certified training facilities, and several other shirts that are stocked up on the website now as well. Tommy, did you tell us about Juggernaut and the Strength Co. both yet, or do you need to tell us about one of those?
About Juggernaut yet?
Yeah.
This episode is also brought to you by Juggernaut AI. Juggernaut AI is the smartest program for you. It also happens to be the programming that I was briefly mentioning about in the training update earlier in this episode. Since 2009, Juggernaut has been your trusted training resource, helping tens of thousands of athletes reach their goals. And here is how it works. You tell the system all about yourself and your goals, and from there, their proprietary algorithms will work towards building the smartest program for you. It's going to create individualized programs made specifically for you and your training goals, and it's going to create optimal training frequency, periodization style, and personalize it all to your exercises that you prefer to do. And then the program will make adjustments every step of the way. So, the days when you're feeling a little extra, it's going to give you some more. And the days when you're feeling like I have been a little bit lately, it's going to dial things back just a touch so you're not getting too beat up. I have really nothing but good things to say about Juggernaut. I've made some awesome progress on it over the years, and it's kept training really, really fun. I do highly recommend it if you're the type of person that is looking for some programming. You can go to juggernautai.app. That is their website, and you can use code Massenomics to save 10% on the lifetime of your membership. juggernautai.app, code Massenomics will save you. Thank you.
Tommy, where the heck do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Bear. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics and Jim Radar at Jim Radar HQ.
See you.